Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Arena fanatics, welcome to Fort Mort. Today we're going into Grand Arena. We are in Stage 4, Phase 1. We have 3 rounds in this one, of course. We are getting real close to Kyber. All I got to do is win 2 of the next 3, and I'm definitely in. I've had many opponents come at me, 45 so far, and 44 failed. So we're going to go ahead and look at my opponent real quick, and then we'll get into the battles. All battles were sped up to 130%, so to respect your time. Alright, my opponent is War Golem. He is at 3.5 GP. Alright, so you'll see here he's ranked up pretty good in ships, which I'm not used to, but I should be able to take him out. Usually my opponents don't build up on their ships. Overall, this guy's got, the thing that scared me is he had Darth Revan and he had Malak. Now, neither one of them were really high geared up, but I do not have a natural counter for that. You'll see here he's got the bugs a little low on the low end, but they're always dangerous. Nute, who's always tricky. And then the clones, which are I got a pretty easy answer for. Alright, so luckily he went, looks like all offense. He cleared me out. I put 3 heavy defensive teams on the bottom side and let him get to my ships. He failed on my Bosk once and he failed on my ships once. So all I got to do is not fail more than once. If I do twice, I just got to outscore him. I am going in undersized here to be able to allow myself to keep some teams. So we're going to start off with Nest right here with a big hit. I go in and I stun the Brute. Of course, it doesn't do any good because he always brings the taunt back. But at least I'm removing some of that turn meter. There's a little slow motion here, just showing you how the Geo's combo crack your skull open. Pretty cool to see them all in action. I like that angle best when they're coming at the guy in the corner here where Nest is sitting. But can't get all of them that way. Alright, so this battle will go on a little bit. Let it play out. Nest is a pretty good... The only time you run into trouble with him is when the spy has got a lot of high damage. So if you're dealing with a G12 or a Relic spy, you are playing with fire. Other than that, Nest should be able to handle any of the bug teams, even in the 5v1. They just keep a cracking, but she's not going anywhere. Think in just a second here this fight will be over. Just got to take it. There's that big hit. Took a lot of life. They all share life, so when she hit them all like that, it was pretty much over at that point, especially when she got the turn right after. Alright, easy win, 52 points. I do lose the banner for bringing Kira in, but she does give that extra boost. Alright, here, this is the one that I did fail on, going after Nute, but I was fearful that he put some stuff in the rear, which he ended up doing. So I was trying to use a team that I thought could stun, like right here, and it did work out, but then I took the turn meter off of GG, which I probably shouldn't have done. Probably should have just kept taking it off of Nute is what I really should have done, no matter how much he had. And here I'm considering whether to cash out and pay my taxes. But at this point, GG gets into the fight, and then they just start cracking. Did not go well at all. In just a second here, I don't even think I get a turn. Got a Slo Mo coming up here of Nute's. Greedo dies with Nute's payout, and I never really noticed it before, but it's kind of unique. So I went ahead and slow-moed this one right here. There it is. Looked like the IRS payout right there, didn't it? Alright, Shore Trooper usually does pretty good with me with this team, but they kept removing his taunt and stunning him and everything else, so it wasn't a good one, but I knew it was a chance I was taking on that one. I really should have just came in with the Night Sisters right away. There's a little Slo Mo, GG. Multi-blade smack. And that one's over. So at that point, I know that I gave away 23 banners, so I need to make sure to win this battle. Going in, I know Magna Guard's going to be down in a hit or two, so I know it's a good start for me. I'm not too worried about the paying the taxes on this one because my guys will go down and refresh, come back. Pretty quick battle. Clear my taxes for the fun of it. Since it's going to lose, I may as well pay him out, right? Alright, this one surprised me a bit. Now my JKR is not very well geared. He's only a gear 10. He is all Zeta. My Yoda Zeta. They all have Zetas. But I knew I'd be able to take out... sorry, here's a Slo Mo. I knew it was coming right here. Yoda. Taking him down. So he went down fast. I knew he was going to go down fast. I knew Zalbar was going to be a problem. But that Relic mission really hit hard. So I lost Yoda once already. I end up losing him again, but then I revive him. I think in all, I think he got revived 3 times. Kept trying to keep health on him, kept turns on him. This was a really scary at this point. My heart was beating. Zalbar is always a beast, but Mission and Zalbar together are just... they're pretty intimidating. So here I finally get my mark up. I get it on Mission. Start whacking away at her, but her protection is just stacked because she's so high in that G13. Now I'm really sweating it because Jolie's got no life there, but I ended up getting a little lucky RNG and they went after Revan and not him. Got his life up. Then the tables start to turn, but I'm not so concerned because if I end up losing this battle, I may not win this Grand Arena, considering the guy that had swept me. He took out my bugs. I'm not sure what he took it out. I'm assuming it was with Darth Revan and Malak. So I think they can handle... I don't have Revan or Malak. I don't deal with them yet, but I'm starting to see them as I'm raising in the ranks. Been pretty fortunate from that standpoint anyway. Alright, now here we'll finish off Zalbar. It was a long, lengthy fight. Kind of a scary one. But I really needed to get past these guys for sure. I bounced from the top to the bottom, but I really needed to get through that bottom side to find out what teams I was going to be going against. So I saved my best, my FO, my Jedi Knight Revan I used here. I can't remember which ones they are, but once I get to the rear, I find out he's got 2 pretty good teams back there. So he's got his FO there. He took out the Old Republic. Now I can move back up to the front row because I know I can handle the rear. So this bounty hunter team is pretty intense as well there. This one here, I knew this was going to be a pretty easy fight, especially with... I looked up their statistics and Stark was really low in life. I think he only had 31,000, so I knew he was going to go down fast, and I needed to take down the combo, and I just concentrated on Gar. He hits a little bit harder. Try to keep ability block up and just take him down one by one. And I'll finish him off with a critting Calling Blade. Alright, had a little disturbance in the forest there in my house. Now we're moving on. We got CLS versus the Night Sisters. A pretty good matchup for me, especially since I'm about 6,000 GP higher than him. I concentrated on keeping Mother stunned at all costs. That way she couldn't give me plague and remove my health from underneath my protection and then costing me banners. But of course she ended up getting it off anyway. Here's a Slo Mo with CLS, Chewie, and Han all cracking them at the same time. I was pleasantly surprised to see though that they put this team composition together. Usually you got Daka in there or Asajj in there, but putting that third in there like that, I don't know what the thought process was there. Maybe used him on offense. Alright. Didn't get the full banners because Mother did get her plague off, but we got a win. Now we're going against... I took Padme in against these bounty hunters. I didn't want to discount them, especially with the Dengar lead. He's got a nice lead ability. Start concentrating on Greedo because he's got the lowest life. I wasn't too worried about Jango and turn meter and such, so go ahead and put the protection up. Start getting my life back, hopefully to get them 54 banners. Work on Jango, and of course Dengar is the nuisance, so almost every battle I battle with him, I take him out last. He's tanky, and he's obviously always in stealth, so it's hard to get at him. But even if he wasn't in stealth, I wouldn't go after him. Here's a little Slo Mo, GK, triple blade swipe. Then we'll go after Dengar here and finish him off. Kind of funny how he's in stealth. It doesn't make any sense to me, CG, why they'd be in stealth when you can see him now, because nice kick. Alright. Moving on to the next one. We did not get full banners again. So props to my opponent for putting up good teams to keep my banners lower. Alright, pleasantly surprised to see and understandably I know why he ended up beating my ships in 2 attempts now. Because he brought his, looks like his best 2 squads against mine, but it did take him 2. I'm going to go undersized 1 here. Probably could have went in without the 2 rebels, the Phoenix ships, but playing on the safe side due to being such a close battle and me having the 1 failure on the battle, I didn't want to fail on ships. If I do, it really puts me in a bad position. So I love these Geos. They combo together, and then with home 1 you get combos as well, which is really nice. Started out a little rough. His Falcon I think was only 5-star, mine's 7-star. Once I get my Geo in, come in here, there we go. Now it's pretty much game over. Like I said, I didn't need those rebels and I knew it going in, but I wasn't going to chance it in case he surprised me somewhere. Although with ships it's a lot easier to anticipate what your opponent's going to have. You don't really have to check mods and such. Your GP pretty much says what you got, except for a few abilities. Alright, finished him off there squarely with a 63. Not as high as I thought I'd get, but I will take it. Now to finish up to the bottom side, we got the Phoenix, or always just a little bit of a nuisance. We've got the FO, which mine are about 10,000 GP higher, so I wasn't concerned about this fight, just trying to go out with the most maximum banners. At this point, I can afford to give up a loss, but obviously I don't want that. I think I ended up being 18 banners up the end of this, so I've got some teams on the bench that I could still use in case I took a loss, which you'll see at the end, those teams, but they're nothing fancy. But as you notice, the reason I used that team on Nute in the front that I ended up losing is I wanted to save this first order. I wanted to save that Night Sister in case he had something in the back, and he did. He had that big old Republic squad, so it's a good thing I saved that Jedi Knight Revan. Honestly, I probably could have used the first order versus him, but I chose to go with Revan. I thought it'd be a little bit easier of a fight. I was wrong. And the Phoenix, this fight got a little bit iffy. And Imp Troopers are still pretty good as an AoE team, but they're much better with 5, because the quicker you get that kill, quicker they get their, I think, 30% damage boost. An old chopper constantly putting up that taunt, but thankfully my Snow Trooper kept getting his AoE back. We'll finish off Era there. Finish off one more, and then Chopper to boot. Chopper, one of the only ones that doesn't fall backwards when he dies. Another easy fight here, the Imp Troopers. Like I said, he's 39,000, I'm 41, but I got Thrawn. I throw up Fracture real quick here with a Slo Mo. Thrawn, who knew he knew karate? Alright, we'll defense up, pop a little AoE bomb. Start concentrating on getting Veers down there. Don't know why I did that. Maybe it was me. Tough part when you're doing a voiceover, gotta remember what you did. Alright, one more Fracture, one more big hit. We'll finish off Veers and move on. Good, like I said, another good matchup there. 51 again. So as you can see, I'm not gaining protection, but in the end, I ended up winning here. Had some teams on the bench, a small Shock T, Rebel with C-3PO resistance. So I had some things sitting in the pocket there, but the bench wasn't looking real good. But anyway, guys, I want to congratulate my opponent on a great job. Like I said, coming up 18 short isn't bad. Thank you all for coming to Fort Mort. You guys are awesome. Have a great day.
Shut up and sit down.
So the first thing I do with my opponents is I go in and I look at their statistics. And under this gentleman, he had 185 offensive wins and 100 defense. So I knew that he takes a lot of his better teams on offense just by that alone. He also likes to utilize undersized squads, which I'm assuming maybe Malak. Maybe he goes in with Mission and Zalbar. So I couldn't allow him to get those undersized wins. I had to defend well. The other thing I do, I look at his inventory and I look at his top 60 and I rank, see where they are in comparison to me. So we'll do that real quick. His Ben is the 60th. He's got 14,000, which is about where mine's at. And then the key one that I look at is his speed. I rank him by speed, and then I go through his top 60 because that's how many you use on offense and defense. And his was 173. Mine, I think, was 168. So he's a bit faster than I am. So that was a bit concerning as well. So not only is he faster than me, he's also got a team that I might not be able to beat. So I've got to really outthink him. So looking at the map, my game plan was I got to force him to run through me without going through me on undersized squads. So I got to put up a heavy defense, but still leave enough for offense because he's got a stout team. So I laid my bugs up front, my Bosk up front because he's awesome on 3v3. You can mix and match, but I suggest always having Boba. And then we see I put Nute up there for the intimidation factor. Then I also put this GG up here for the intimidation factor. I don't have good setups for these guys yet. I'm working on them. So they really just kind of throw them in. Then I got Bastia and the timeout team right here. And then I've got my secondary FO team, which they're all G12 except for Phasma. And the reason I do that is my ships in the rear back here, unless they take two good solid teams, they usually are not going to get through my ship. So I dare them to go that route. And the one thing I don't normally do, I don't normally leave it this empty. Got some pretty low-end teams here. But I wanted to save as much as I could for offense in case he full cleared me or I need to get extra points. As you'll see, you saw the fight already. His Dengar, he's got an intimidating one up front, but my biggest concern was looking in the rear. Did he have anything in the rear? And sure enough, he did. So I needed to be real particular about what I used getting to the rear. But anyway, guys, game plans. Game plan. Like I said, I've had 45 opponents, 44 failures. So I've only lost once. The one guy I lost to had heavy. He was a Grand Arena fanatic. He made sure to move his mods around. He had great mods. He had HP protection. I mean, he had guys that his Paplu, I think, had 160,000 life on it. Well, I might have beat that one. It just tells you how well he modded. So, good game plan. 90% of the time, you can win your Grand Arena. So, good luck. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Have a great day.